Uprisings in the Arab world have shaken up the region and some regimes. It's important to note the whole world, though, is watching. Some say sub-Saharan Africa, particularly transfixed by how their own aspirations for jobs, better futures, and end to corruption, all very little different from the grievances that echoed from the streets of Tunisia. And the uprising in Egypt's Tahrir Square reminded opposition movements that have long complained they're repressed in Africa. Their day may yet come. They've seen it happen. Now, we asked one such opposition figure, Uganda's Kizza Besigye, whether protests in the Arab world were resonating in the heart of Africa.
I can't say precisely, but the situation that has led to the Arab Spring certainly exists in a very large part of sub-Saharan Africa. And that is basically that you have wide sections of the society that are grossly marginalized, who cannot find employment, who cannot even afford a meal a day, while a small section of the political elite uses national resources opulently on themselves. Corruption is rife, and there is, as a result, mounting discontent in most of these countries. Certainly, it would not be a surprise if we saw what is happening in Northern Africa spread in the rest of Africa.
Now, specifically in Uganda, you have challenged the presidency there 3 times. On the last occasion, you drew less votes than you did in the former 2. People would ask you, in Uganda today, do they really need a revolution, or does Kizza Besigye need it?
Well, the people who have been demonstrating in Uganda today are demonstrating for their own issues, which originate from, a very long period of misrule. As you may know, since independence in Uganda, no leader has ever peacefully handed over power to another leader. Every leader of Uganda has been bombed out of office. And by the time that happens, a lot has been damaged by way of, degeneration in the infrastructure, social services, and so on. And what we are seeing today is exactly the same. The difference now, the very important difference that is happening now, is that people want to use peaceful means to get a transition to a democratic dispensation.
You, sir, look at the future. Where is Uganda headed if Yoweri Museveni remains in power? And you continue, despite all of your arrests, jail time, to continue challenging his rule?
Well, I think the days of President Museveni are clearly nearing the end, and that is because the people, the ordinary people, the broad section of the Ugandan society is united in saying they want change, and they have shed the fear which has kept them subjugated by the military regimes or quasi-military regimes like the Museveni regime is. People are now very courageously demanding change. That's why you see them being beaten off the streets, and they are coming back. And I doubt that anything is stronger than the people's power that they are using to demand the change. So I believe there will be change. It may be costly, and that is why we are appealing to the international community to stand with the people of Uganda, not with the regime in Uganda, to demand that the regime respects the rights of the people, that they do not use excessive force on peaceful demonstrators, so that the transition can be less costly, less bloody. But the transition is definitely coming.